have an article here. It's taken from what's the source?
No.
Fadeaway.
And hold on,
Fadeaway
first you
World, more than
called this
sport.
out too. Hold on.
Yeah, we
You
talked about
said this. We
Devonte
talked
Pack
about this,
before.
man.
Now it seems that Ja Morant has unfollowed his childhood friend Devonte Pack on social media after the second gun incident. This is the guy, for anybody who doesn't know, that was holding the camera when Ja pulled out the blick. And I said before, like
You
you
said,
just
yeah,
brought up,
you was in his defense. Go ahead. Tell him
I was
exactly
in his
what you said.
defense saying that Ja Morant looks like the one who was out of pocket. We're sitting here chilling, we smoking, listening to NBA Youngboy, we having a good time. I'm trying to, take a video for my social media. I'm with Ja Morant. I'm trying to get the little theories on my, the little whoop-de-whoops to tap in. I'm with Ja. And you pull out a blick and fumble the whole bag in front of the world. I don't look at that as Devonte Pack's fault, but we don't know the intricacies of their relationship. Maybe that was the last straw. Maybe he's the guy that was shining the laser on the Pacers play. I don't know. I don't have any proof of that. I'm just saying I don't know why they fell out.
So I got an idea. An idea. His mama or daddy probably said, "Look, man, all them little busted ass, the thug ass niggas you hanging around, follow them. We ain't doing this. You already lost 40 million. We finna be down another 30. They talking about your shoe deal just got off the rack. Look, stop hanging around all them. Look, unfollow them. I need you hanging. Listen, we ain't doing this no more."
You're right. It could be his handlers that said that's what we got to do. It could have been the mom. And there's people like Corey Holcomb that's blaming the mom for all of Ja Morant's problems, and we'll get to that. I said Ja Rule, we talking about Ja Morant. I'm Ja. It's too much Ja's going on, but let's tap into the article and just see if we could give a concise presentation of what the situation is. Now, Ja Morant's latest move was unfollowing his childhood friend Devonte Pack on all of his social media accounts. Ja and his friendship with Pack garnered attention during the Memphis Grizzlies game against the Indiana Pacers earlier in January. Ja's father, T. Morant, and Pack were involved in a scuffle against some of the Pacers players. This led to Pack being suspended from all Grizzlies home games, which was called out by the Guard. Later, Pack was also seen alongside Ja in his second gun incident. Soon after, fans asked the star to distance himself from his friend on Twitter. And it appears that Ja has started making some amends after his latest controversy. He unfollowed Pack's brand, MBNO, which stands for My Brothers, No Others. As far as their friendship timeline goes, both played for South Carolina Hornets in AAU basketball. At present, Ja has been suspended from all Grizzlies activities after he was seen flashing a blick on IG Live for the second time. Damn, you would have thought after the first time he would have learned. Let me continue. Let me contain myself. While he has subsequently apologized, there have been mixed responses across the NBA world. Now we're going to get into Ja Morant's mother being accused. And then we're going to react to this once I get all of this out. Ja Morant's mother was accused as the reason behind the Memphis Grizzlies guard carrying guns. Earlier, comedian and radio host Corey Holcomb recently accused Ja's mother, Jamie, of being responsible for the player's habit of carrying guns. Yeah, if Corey Holcomb said it, it must be true. Let's go. I didn't know all this stuff happened. The incident at the mall where Ja Morant's mother got into it with an employee at a shoe store, she called her son, Ja Morant, and told him, woo, woo, woo. Next day, Ja Morant and 8 niggas are at the shoe store. They chased the boy in the room in the back where he had to lock the door so he wouldn't get moved on. That's a quote from Corey Holcomb. And this is a serious slam against Ja's mother, who hasn't been in the public light. There is no denying that Holcomb didn't mince his words, joining the list of NBA experts and analysts criticizing Ja's parents. I've heard them say shit about T. Morant as well. Like he tried to be too much of a homeboy, but I'll continue to read from here. For now, Ja's future remains up in the air. Most likely outcome after the league's investigation will be a lengthy suspension, but in a way it appears Ja's making some right calls in his life, starting off with distancing himself from some of his company on social media. Damn.
Now, so So listen, to
Yeah.
hear all of that. Now,
Yeah.
this what makes me believe that the mom and the dad probably told him you ain't hang around these knuckleheads no more because you making us look like this is what it's looking like.
Okay.
You making us look like we are, we're co-signing this kind of behavior, and I don't think that's the case. I don't think the parents are to blame for this, but you do look at anytime anything happens, man. I was in the hospital, the kids had a checkup or something. One of the guys was like, "Hey, man, listen, I see how your kids are just sitting down, man. I just wanted to congratulate you, man. Man, we had some kids over there and they was just running around. I had to pull one in the room and say, man, you don't sit your butt down." And it was like, man, I like to see kids that's well handled, that sit down and know. So I understand that you're being judged by how your kids act in public, what they do, how they handle themselves. Everybody's watching. So it's sad, but it's true. Ja Morant got his parents looking like, they don't got no discipline on the boy. And I think they need he needs to get back to turning to being 15 now. We got to turn you
How
back.
old is
He's
Ja Morant?
23, but we got to turn the
Okay.
clock and say, look, no, you really 15, and we got 3 more
Yeah.
years that we got to really be under
And
supervision.
how old are your kids?
Oh my goodness. My oldest is 13, 12.
Okay, so yeah, that is, look, your kids are beautiful. I think you're a great father, but come on, dog. That example that you gave, though I like it, I understand people do judge parents by how their kids act. Ja Morant is 23 goddamn years old and listening to NBA YoungBoy and riding around with that thing. You feel me?
Yeah.
He's at a point where he's $100 million nigga. He's uncheckable at this point. You know what I'm saying? They tried to check him way back after the first gun incident. I'm not putting this on his parents. Now, I will say this. I understand the optics. Yes, it was the mother that called Ja Morant down to the mall, but how do we know that the mother said to do that? She could have just been talking about what she's going through, and he went out the window, just like I feel like he might have went out the window with Devonte Pack. I'm filming and you pull out the blick. Nobody told you to do that. The mom could have told Ja Morant what she's going through, what's going on. She didn't tell you to come up there with 8 niggas and chase a nigga into the room. And as far as the father goes, they've been criticizing him for a while. Always with the styling and profiling type of nigga, always want to show his teeth every time he get a chance. You looking like y'all the same age. People start to look at it as like, what's going on here? Is you part of the entourage, nigga? Is you laying down the law? Is you putting belt to ass when it need to be put there? When this nigga's about to fumble the bag, you being the disciplinarian of the family and all of that? We're not seeing a whole lot of that. So yeah, I understand the criticism, but I'm not ready to put that on him. Ja Morant, to me, he seemed like a bit of a knucklehead. I ain't gonna lie. You know what I'm saying? And this, it take a knucklehead to see a knucklehead. I used to do dumb shit when I was in my 20s too. He seemed like that. Like he's just in a part where he's not making the best decisions.
Ain't no coming back. Right. Yeah. I can see that because I remember me being 23, 22, dog. My mom and them used to tell me, and we was in them streets, dog. We wasn't really. But what I'm saying is this ain't them streets, dog. That's all I'm saying. He's an NBA player he needs to be making real business decisions.
I agree with you 100%. You ain't.
It's different. It's like I can't even compare the situations because I don't even think. It's tough, man. I don't think it's like the hood is coming out when it don't need to be. Like this ain't the time when you want. Like this ain't the hood, right? Y'all ain't a better place.
Listen, I don't know that he's from the hood at all.
Right.
I don't know that. I'm not gonna say that he's not, but
acting like this, I would think so, but who knows now? I mean, it don't really mean nothing.
It don't really mean it. All I'm gonna say, I don't want to speak on who he really is or whether he's from. I'm just saying that he's making bad decisions. So I'm not gonna blame it on his mom. It's like we talk about, man. I always love to see how the media and how men in general, just our society, it seems like it's very easy to blame a woman in situations like this. You know, when Will smacked Chris Rock, first thing they did was blame Jada.
Yeah, man, women is
Ja
powerful
Morant,
out here,
Ja,
man.
Ja,
This
Ja
world
Morant.
runs off of them women, man. A lot of
Yeah,
things happen. A lot of men get into it
listen,
because of women. So
listen. We could go back. I could go back to Adam and Eve.
yeah,
You know, I could go back to Samson and Delilah.
yeah,
You
yeah.
know, I'm going to keep it on Ja Morant though, because look, he has had a string of incidents that involve violence. I'm not gonna come out and just put it on his mom after this man himself has held himself accountable. That's the one thing that he did in this whole situation that I really respect. Not the only thing. I still got respect for Ja Morant, but one of the things I liked, even though the apology seemed like it might have been Chat GPT generated, put that to the side for a minute. And both of the apologies, he said, I hold myself accountable. I thought that was strong. That's the first step to healing and change behavior.
Right.
But if we're gonna go ahead and make excuses for him, his parents wasn't good enough after they was good enough to get the nigga to the NBA, and now the mom is just causing him to spiral out of control. I don't think that.
Right.
They was good enough to keep him
In line for the NBA.
oh, come on, college,
No,
NBA.
but
Come
listen,
on, man.
this is the only reason, right? Like, and I hear you, man, and I understand what you're coming from. But that mall incident got me a little questionable about the mom, because if you condone, listen, if you, I don't know the context of what she called, but I'm just gonna, the fact that it happened, right?
The
Because
fact
my
that it
mom
happened
know,
is
no,
okay.
no.
I'm gonna let you get
My
it out. Go
mom
ahead.
know that if my mom called me, bro, and she said, "Yo, listen, man, somebody is what's up," and I come there, she knows that I need to be able to know how to handle the situation too. Like, I can't just do some dumb stuff. And if she condones me coming in there, tying somebody in the back, saying, "Hey, bro, don't you be mad," like, and not even knowing how to handle yourself and handle a situation.
If do we have any
We don't
evidence
have no
that his
evidence. But I'm
okay.
saying, if his mom is the type to sit there and, "Oh, you don't know who my son is. Oh yeah, he'll get, hey nigga. Oh, Ja, they out here testing me, like, if this is the kind of scenario it was, and you feel like your son is somebody that nobody should play with your top, and you use him in that mechanism, and you think that's okay, there's a problem there.
Yeah, if that's the case,
If that's the
I don't
case,
have any, it seems like a lot of assumption and speculation going on in that regard about his mother on the part of Corey Holcomb, and you a little bit now. I'll leave it at that. I don't have no reason to
if
think
that would have
that.
been never the case, I would have
Yeah,
never. I would have been like you. But the fact that, I don't want to, that seems a little bit, I don't got nothing for
you
it.
don't got that. You putting it on her with no evidence. I don't think that's
But I
fair.
know,
We
because
don't have
listen,
a
I get you,
listen. We
Cap,
don't
but I
have the
got
conversation.
experience
We don't
with
have
people.
anybody to
I
say that
know,
she was like that.
I get you, but we can all understand that there are people out here, when they know they got people that will jump off the jump off the rim for them, they act different out in public. And I'm not putting it on this woman. I just know of people that they do things like that when they know they got a good backup. They'll, poke their chest out a little more, or attitudes will get a little more, because you don't want me to get on the phone with, little Tim. And it's stuff like that that would make problems happen, because you
For
feel
sure.
like,
For sure. There's definitely people out there. There's a non-zero portion of people out there like that who put batteries in their sons' bags, their brothers' bags, their
yeah,
boyfriends' bag,
family
and put
members.
them
Yeah,
in
we
it.
done
Yeah,
seen it. Yeah,
I get that. I will concede those people exist. At this point, I have no reason to believe that Ja Morant's mother
I'm like
is
that.
one of
Got
those
you.
people.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
y'all chime
yeah.
in on the comments and let us know what you think. Though, is Ja Morant's mother the real culprit here? You
Oh,
feel me?
listen.
Have you forgiven your mother? We want to know that in the comments. And let us know about Ja Morant unfriending his childhood friend Devonte Pack. Is he just trimming the fat? Everybody can't go. It's lonely at the top because some niggas you got to leave behind. Is that the case or what's going on?
That's
Let
messed
us
up.
know, man.
Yeah. For real, man. We're gonna catch y'all on the next one. Peace.
Peace.